Look at the monkeys.
After a few days back in Nairobi, having some city comforts and staying with this really lovely couple from Holland who we met, Jules and Anna, we have arrived in Lake Naivasha this afternoon, the closest lake to Nairobi in the Rift Valley. It's very, very beautiful. The campsite's really, really quiet. We just went on a lovely little boat ride and saw some hippos.
Hell's Gate Park is special in that it is a walking safari. So you can walk or cycle through the park near all the animals without any kind of guide or vehicle. We saw buffalo, we saw a lot of waterhogs, we saw a zebra, and we saw giraffes, which was probably the coolest, and we saw lots of different types of antelopes. Today we are hiking up Mount Logonot. This will be our third hike in the past week. We also did the Ngong Hills, which is about 19 kilometers and just outside Nairobi. And yesterday we did Hell's Gate Park and walked amongst the animals. And yeah, today is our last big hike before we travel on to another lake and some relaxation. Mount Logonot is an extinct volcano in the Rift Valley, so we're going to be hiking around the rim, which will take about 4 to 5 hours, taking in the lovely views of the valley.
So 1,000 meters up from the bottom, we have reached the rim of the crater, and it was definitely worth it. This large volcano once fertilized much of the Rift Valley below and makes it a good place for farming still today. It turns out that the crater rim is actually at 2,500 meters, so we have now just walked another 300 meters, a lot of which was really tough going, including some scrambling. But now we're at the top. Woo!
So we've woken up this morning next to Lake Naivasha to the sound of lovebirds, but also to the presence of a giraffe in the campsite. Charlie on her way to get some coffee.
We're in Marigat, which is a stop-off point on our way to Lake Baringo. This is apparently a matatu that I'm standing in front of. Looks a lot more like an overfilled car to me. And we're currently stopped to check tyre pressure, maybe? We'll see.
Alex forgot to mention that the car we were travelling in had 4 adults in the front and 4 adults and a baby in the back seats. But we got here to Robert's camp on the shore of Lake Baringo a little bit after dark, but they seem to have forgotten that we were coming and hired a tiny tent, and now they've given us this second upgrade. And also the journey was very squash but nice scenery, and we passed by a sign that said that we'd crossed the equator, which is really cool. We didn't get to stop, but it was there. We are alone in this camp, but we're making new friends over breakfast.
I don't know if you can see it, but the whole floor is carpeted with butterflies. It's really amazing. I've never seen anything quite like it.
You think they're floating? Oh, the big one again. Learn to swim.